philosopher and essayist Ralph Waldo Emerson. The reason why the world lacks unity, lies broken and in heaps, is because man is disunited with himself. Put on paper 168 years ago, but perhaps more powerful and prevalent now than ever before. Today, we have fallen victim to the profit-seeking media that divides us and manipulates our insecurities for ratings and salary. We have fallen victim to interest groups and factions that have sidelined our American values for their political agenda. We have fallen victim to the perils of big government, seeking to oppressively mandate our lives for power and wealth. All these things, and many more, have stripped America of its identity. We have lost our individual unity and our sense of self. Now simply we just follow the influences of family and media. We cannot become united as a country and a people, and we cannot look at the viewpoint of our fellow Americans if we cannot be independent in our own right. We must shut off the voices of all that work to strip away our hope. We must think for ourselves, not as just another sheep in the herd. We must all instead become the shepherd, leading only a flock of our own ideas and liberties. America is not united by physical aspects, such as race or gender. It is united by the spiritual dedication to a set of values and beliefs that exemplify democracy and what it means to live. One of the biggest abominations the liberal media and contemporary society has committed is attempting to synonymize conservatism with completely unrelated terms, such as bigotry and neglect. And perhaps the worst part is that some people actually believe it, because that is not the case in any way, shape, or form. Conservatism is about believing in the restoration of freedom and liberty, and the move away from the rise of big government that has sought to dictate our thoughts and actions. Conservatism is about embracing we the people, and not we the political elite. Conservatism is about giving people choice over their own lives, not living it for them through overbearing bills and laws. If we don't return to these conservative values, we will never be united as individuals and as a nation. So to all levels of government, whether it be federal, state, or city, listen to the people, hear our voice. We are ready to tune off the false songs of liberalism and big government. We do not want to live based on what political elites are writing on a piece of paper. We are ready to live through the will of the people. We are ready to live based on our own intuition and decisions. We want our country, our Constitution, and our freedom back. Once again, we will, through the conservative values of freedom and liberty, make America the personification of individual enterprise and the general will. Thank you, peace be with you, and bless America.
Please pay attention to the rules and regulation in the agenda packet, please. There will be no clapping in our chambers. Thank you. Next, I'll call on Neil. Neil, I'm going to try.
To express my discontent with the state senators, particularly Debbie Stabenow, who is up for re-election in 2018. While this may not seem of pressing importance, I think it's necessary to understand the damaging effect that these senators have on our beautiful city of Troy. We have seen our 10th Amendment attacked and neglected as big government has tried to revoke the freedom we are guaranteed in our state. The federal government, while under control of the liberals, far exceeded their power and attempted to intercede in our state liberties. For far too long, they have tried to consolidate state influence into their gluttony of federal power. In our great state of Michigan, we have seen Senator Stabenow consistently vote for bills that the federal government has no right to decide, and we the people are tired of this and deserve a change from liberal parties dictating our lives. In particular, Senator Stabenow has not supported the small businessmen of Troy. Instead, she has supported legislation that steals profits and severely cripples individual enterprise. Senator Stabenow recently opposed legislation to the American Jobs and Economic Growth Act, which would substantially cut the taxes on small businesses and would have allowed these businesses, which produce the backbone of our economy, to grow. Instead of supporting legislation that would allow our residents in Troy to keep their hard-earned money, Senator Stabenow supports legislation such as Bill 2230, which strives to create a minimum 30% tax rate not only for high income, but also severely hurt middle-class taxpayers. Senator Stabenow believes in a suffocating government that is not willing to allow for individual autonomy and growth. Although Senator Stabenow is so quick to spend and increase our taxes, she did not support the Department of Defense Appropriations Act for 2016, which would greatly support the advancement of our military. Senator Stabenow seems to have her priorities confused if she is ready to limit the growth of small businesses, but is not willing to support legislation that would ensure the protection and prosperity of our nation. Furthermore, Senator Stabenow has been in Washington Washington for far too long. She has become a political elite that, quite frankly, has gotten too comfortable. In fact, Senator Stabenow, and for that matter, Senator Peters as well, have not co-sponsored a bill in the last 3 years. This lethargy and indolent behavior is unacceptable, and we, the people of Troy, and the state of Michigan as a whole, deserve more active participants in Congress who will consistently keep our best interests in mind. With that, I thank you all and urge you for a strong push to not support Debbie Stabenow for United States Senate in 2018. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That concludes those that have signed up for public comment on items not on the agenda from Troy.